Hello, and welcome to the Handy Capable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable, but most importantly, I am human. This is going to be a interesting episode today. It's like all throughout I kept debating, kept thinking, what am I going to do for Martin Luther King Day? What am I going to talk about? What do I have to talk about that's going to be deep and from the heart and encouraging? But then all around me, it's not encouraging. It's not exciting. It's not happy. And I think that's another reason why I'm working my butt off, working my toes off. I'm working as hard as I can to inspire myself. And I'm looking at other people to be inspired by because realistic, realistically when I look around, I keep getting told what a black woman can't do, what a black woman isn't good enough to do, and then what a black person's not good enough to do, what a black person shouldn't be doing, and then what white people are supposed to be doing, and how we're taking opportunities away from them, and how things need to be even and leveled out by taking away certain things that helped people from different demographics be able to get the same opportunities and chances as the white person, specifically the white man. And it's to the point where, okay, now what? Okay, now when millionaires and billionaires or Republican politicians see something mess up, who did it? Who are we going to blame? Black, especially black women. Especially black women. When I heard the news about the airplane and everything, at first I was just like, oh my gosh, thank God no one's hurt. Okay. It's like, oh, someone lost their phone. Oh, okay, I'm sorry for them, but it's at least better the phone than them. You can buy another phone, but and so I and I was just like, it's a blessing that no one was sitting in that area because I think one of that chair right near flew out. So just imagine. And it's like, but then imagine the news that we would be getting right now. And imagine the memorials and everything that we would be having to do right now. But instead, it's like, what are we hearing from the Republican Party? Guess what we're hearing from some of their leading white able bodied men? That it must be black people, that it must be black women, that they're not hiring the best people because the best people would be white and this one would not have happened if they were white. And part of me is like, excuse me, what? So it's just, what does a black woman have to do to prove that she's good enough? What do we have to do to show that, like, we work hard? Because the funny thing is, the African American female is the demographic that's highest at going to college and getting higher education. But then we're not good enough. But we're not supposed to get the job, or if we get the job, it's only because we're black or a woman or black woman. And then with affirmative action, Supreme Court decided, oh, y'all, we don't need that. You don't need that. And like the Republican people were fighting against it for so long. But ironically, it helped white women the most. And so part of me just keeps thinking, like, okay, okay, my non people of color women, let's look at this. Let's think about this. It's really funny how, okay, the Republican, I'm specifically taught, like, They're not my demographic, so they're probably not listening. But if you guys can share this with the Republican white woman, I'd appreciate it. But have you noticed something going on with the laws lately? Because again, affirmative action helped white women the most. And then Roe versus Wade, especially if it was for health reasons. Because most people just think it's, oh, I got pregnant, I don't want the baby, let's do it. Like, no, no. It's like, because now we have women literally leaving the state in order to get something so they can stay alive. And by the grace of, like, who, um, the African American young woman who had she went to the doctors twice and was told that her baby wasn't going to stay alive. It was not viable. She miscarried at home. I repeat, she miscarried at home. That is already heartbreaking. People don't even understand what, like, how. So, but then she had to go to court. I repeat, she had to go to court. So we're starting to see more and more because, yes, the black woman had to go to court for that, but then that one Caucasian woman from Texas, she had to leave her state too. So you're included in this. A lot of your laws are being taken away too. Because remember, during the Women's Act, fighting for the women's right to vote and everything, there was some collision because there were some white women who didn't want the black woman included into the whole thing. Yes, like one day, maybe during Women's Month, I need to cover that, the divide that was in there. But if it hurts women, especially women of color, like, yeah, it's like it's not just women of color it's hurting. It hurts you too. And then affirmative action, that hurt you too. The only demographic it did not hurt is like the white able-bodied man. I repeat, the white able-bodied man, it did not hurt with both of these items. And now we have this whole thing with the airplanes. Who are they blaming? People of color and women. You're a woman. Yes, it's like they're putting down black women the most, but you're a woman. So when they say woman, you're part of that. So they're saying you may not be as much of the problem in their opinion, but when are you going to be good enough to the point where if there is a mistake, they can take the blame, especially as leaders? It's like, because yeah, there's a multi-millionaire billionaire running this thing. They're not blaming him. Why not blame the owner of the business? Why not blame the person who's running things? Why not blame the person who is in charge? No, they want to blame. Then they want to fictionalize. Oh, I want to know who was flying the plane. If it was a black woman, she probably pressed the wrong button. That's what they want to say. That's how they want to do things. Once there was a mistake, then, because this reminded me of what happened with Tesla. Because remember how like, I think this was last year or the year before, some of his vehicles weren't doing what they were supposed to do. It's like, I don't remember, like, I think they kind of laughed it off. It's like, they did some stories on it, but it wasn't to the extent of now with these. And yet, okay, maybe it's because a door didn't fly off, but if a car is doing or going somewhere and it's not supposed to go there, isn't that a problem? Couldn't that cause I think it did cause a few accidents, but they didn't blame the billionaire able-bodied white man. No. And part of me is just like, hold up, wait a minute, what? No, is but then diving deeper because part of me just feels like, right, if I wrote a letter to Dr. Martin Luther King today, it would, I don't know, maybe start off with, Dear Martin Luther King Jr., they are taking your words and quotes and dragging them through their racist, bigoted philosophies. They are making sure that they now twist your words to the point where anything that went towards the improvement that you worked so hard on is ruined, crushed, destroyed. We now have lost our affirmative action, Roe versus Wade, and yes, for the Christian community, they celebrated. But now, how much are they celebrating that now doctors fear to help us? And they will literally allow us to pass away because they don't want to risk losing their license. They say they're pro life, but their license goes above our life. And a lot of Republicans also say pro life, and they say Black Lives Matter, but when they have a chance to blame us, when they have a chance to tell us your history is not worth teaching, or if it is worth teaching, the parts that are going to make the white kids feel bad, the parts that are going to make the white kids feel bad, let's twist that. Let's put the good into slavery. I can't even say that with a straight face. But yeah, they actually want to say, oh, they learned different trades. They were forced. They were forced and whipped and like tortured. And then when it came to scientific discoveries, yeah, they did that, but with no painkillers, nothing to put them down. They suffered the pain for your benefit. They don't want to talk about that though. They don't want to talk about. It's like, I know I've mentioned the drowned cities a lot, but this is because a lot of people just, they keep saying forget about slavery. Why do you need reparations? That wasn't you. No one you knows went through that. My parents sure did go through segregation and desegregation. My father went through fighting for this country, getting shot, coming back, and then being called the N word less than a week after he came back. So, how would Dr. Martin Luther King feel? How would he feel with even getting back to the jobs part? Because I know I worked my butt off. I repeat, I worked my butt off for my bachelor's, for my first master's, for my second master's. But then a lot of, back to the white women, a lot of white women to my face tell me the only reason I got into college is because I'm black. They don't say that because I'm a woman. Are they scared because they're a woman and they know they benefited by going to college because they're a female too? So then they just pinpoint the black part. But then the funny thing is, some of them didn't finish college, but they don't want to bring that up. And some of their husbands started college. I have ex-boyfriends that started college and they didn't finish. They're white, able-bodied men. They didn't finish. So it's just to the point where what happened, because even looking for a job, either because of how I walked or being black or a woman, I got put down and told I don't belong. Or I got asked, where are you really from? I will need an ancestry test for that because possibly your ancestors one day decided, oh, we're too lazy to do this work, so we're gonna go get some people and force them to do the work without getting paid or any benefit, or the only benefit they get is, what was the benefit of being enslaved and tortured and forced to do work for somebody else from birth till death? What's the benefit? I forgot. I forgot. But yeah, now I went to so many job interviews. Why do you walk like that? And being frustrated because I was never diagnosed. And so I kept getting told that I was lying because I was just like, this is just how I walk. I don't know. And it was to the point where I had to fake how I walked. I marched, and I knew it looked funny, and that's another reason I didn't get hired. But then being black over the phone, I guess I sound really proper. People are really shocked that I'm black. When I walk in, they they look at me like you catfished me, and I'm like, no, I didn't. Like some, I literally had two or three different job interviews scheduled, and next thing I know, I see is like I get a notification. This business, someone from this business looked at your LinkedIn account. And once or twice. Next thing I know, they canceled the interview after, like, even though they had a copy of my resume, they saw everything that I did. They saw my picture during promotional modeling. I got hired for a few jobs, but then I mentioned the one for a beer company. I got the job and filled out all the paperwork, and they were so excited. And they're like, oh, we forgot we didn't get a picture of you. Sent my picture to them. Oh my God, like 20 minutes to 30 minutes later, get a call. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Um, well, and she was mumbling over her words so much, it was kind of funny. But it was like, it kind of sounded like she was on a roller coaster in real life. But you just you don't we I'm so I well you don't you don't fit the demographic that we are looking for. Then why'd you waste my time for 4 or 5 different interviews, me filling out all this paperwork and already starting the training and everything like that? Like, why'd you waste my time? We are so sorry. We didn't know. You sounded like a perfect match. Oh, yeah, I sounded. I sounded. Until you saw that I was not white, I sounded. But yeah, some people want to say I only get the job because I'm black. There's plenty of jobs I didn't get because I'm black. There are job interviews. I remember I had a job interview, and it was this big career fair that was going on, and two different companies. It's like, because you don't, not everyone gets an invite, but I literally had a personal invite to go to this table at a certain time for two different companies, both marketing companies, and one was one of the top marketing companies of the state. Yeah, let's just say I gave, it's like, I think one of them called me a couple days before, just confirming, you're going to be there. We're so excited. Your resume looks amazing. We're so impressed and we cannot wait to see you. Yeah, I walked up to the table, and next thing I know, oh, well, we're just looking at who's around. That's all. It's like, we're not doing interviews today. Yeah, but I only get the job because I'm black, right? It's like I finished my education, and on top of my 3 degrees, I have 4 Oh yeah, it's like okay, 3.5 certifications. I literally need to finish my last step so that I can officially get the fourth one. Oops, yeah. See, I tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth. But yeah, I'm so close, so I might do that later today. Now that I think about it. But yeah, life happens, and okay, this is probably going to be a two-parter, but part of me just kept thinking, what am I going to do for Martin Luther King Jr. Day? And because my heart is kind of broken, I'm disappointed. I'm surrounded by bigotry, hatred, and naive people. People who keep thinking that black women are getting everything. We're taking their positions. We're taking their. It's like, wow, I apply. I work hard. And now it's like I'm working on my dreams right now, trying to write and publish my books, doing everything I can. But now I'm getting, oh, you're not going to get anywhere. You're not going to succeed because you're black. Or, oh, it's like you have a handicap. No one cares about what you say. So it's like the same reasons why they told me that I only got into school. The only reason they said that I got different promotional jobs or the jobs that I was able to get and obtain, it was because I'm black. But now that I'm trying to have a career, create a job on my own, a full blown business, now I keep getting told that I'm wasting my time, that I better not do it because I am black, because I am a woman, because I have a disability. What in the world is going on? Why is the coin that I'm given so corrupt? It's like either the things that I have achieved, it's only because. And if I was a white, able bodied man, I would have never gotten it. But now the things that I'm working hard on and trying to do on my own, I'm being told that I will never succeed. I am wasting my time because I am not a white, able bodied man. What in the America is going on? It's like America is showing their bigoted face. America is showing how much they despise black women. Because now they every time they can blame us, they blame us. Especially when it came to pro-choice, they blamed us. Affirmative action, they blame us. Like when something falls apart with a company, they blame us. Oh, one of Trump's trials, now they're trying to blame that black woman, saying like, and it's really funny because now they're trying to blame her for something, and it's like dating a like part of me is like, okay, let's okay, because some of them keep saying we should have higher standards for our leaders. Hold up, wait a minute. What happened to the orange guy? Didn't wasn't he married 3 times? Didn't he cheat on each one? And some people say he didn't cheat on the last one, Stormy Daniels. You remember her? Yeah. Mm, yeah. We all remember her, right? And all of the women that have filed charges against him. And it's like he was held liable. But only the black women had like the only the black women that have been chosen to be leaders only because they are black women. Yeah, no, she worked her butt off. She did what she had to do. She went to school. She got the criteria that she needed to get. And a lot of people don't realize we have to work so much harder just to be compared, just to be looked at, just to be glanced at for almost any job out there. We have to work harder just to be at the appeasement. And then don't even like mention our names because there's been studies about resumes and names and how much easier it is for Caucasian white people to get through because they have basic names, and how I hardly got any job callbacks or any responses from my resume until I had to shorten my name because I guess it was too person of color for them. It was scary because it wasn't a standard white name. And it's so sad because even now I still have to use the shortened version and I don't want to. But then when people meet me, I tell them don't call me that. That is not my name. And then I have to tell them the story, and some of them don't believe me. I'm like, whatever, I'll get over it. It's like my story, my show, whatever. But I'll end it here, but just know, even though I'm slightly broken, and yes, I'm disappointed at the bigotry and racism and ignorance and uneducated people that we're surrounded by, better known as, in my opinion, Republicans. But I'm hoping one day they will wake up and see what is really going on. And I will continue to do my research. I will continue to read the 1619 Project and actually read it, and other items and projects out there. And I will continue to write my novels and my books so that I can portray and show my reality, our reality as black women, as a black person, as a woman, as a person with a disability. But thank you for listening to the Handy Capable Black Woman Throne Room. I am a woman, I am of color, and I am handy capable. But most importantly, I am human, and you are human too. Please like, comment, and subscribe. You guys are wonderful, beautiful, and amazing. Please share this with a Republican or someone who does not agree with me. It'll make the messages or the responses a little bit more, yeah, it'll make it interesting. I'm Patty. Bye.